this video, we are messing with the tire that's supposed to be so good that it got banned from SORRCA comps. So if it's that good, and I don't run SORRCA stuff, then let's try it. Let's see how good it really is. If you're new to the channel, my name is Troy. This is Roadside RC. You'll tend to find me bashing or crawling or drifting or racing, plus doing product review videos and how-tos. I love tire test day. I love testing some good tires, and I do it all the time here with my crawlers. And so today we are going to be using the Vanquish stance, which has some really good tires straight out of the box, if I'm honest. We're going to be using these JConcepts. They're the Megalithic. These are the fancy tires that they came out with. Everybody got super excited. I saw a bunch of people run them, and then SORRCA went and banned them and said you can't use them in their competitions. Well, this is my son's truck. He doesn't really ever compete with it. Where we do compete or do anything is usually not SORRCA related. So I'm going to give them a shot and see just how good they are. I will be using the factory foams. I'm going to take them just as they come out of the package. Factory foams and everything, and just mount them up to these are some Trio beadlocks. They fit beautifully. At my home crawler course here, I've driven this truck around a bunch, so I already have a good baseline of how it does on the rocks, and the truth is it does really well, but I want to get some like hard data as well. So I'm going to be using the difficult board of death, and we're going to be putting it at an angle. We're going to see just how steep of an angle the truck can go up with the factory tires and these, and if I get zesty, we may even try to find a couple other tires to compare it to as well. This test is pretty simple, really. Truck up here, board with a little angle gauge so I can measure what angle the board is at. Leave the body and everything off because I'm trying as much as possible to make the tires the weak link, not suspension geometry or anything that lets it roll over. So we're going to try to make the tires slide, and we're going to see at what angle each one goes. With the factory tires, this is the absolute limit that the truck will drive. $54 degrees. Next to be tested is the factory Red Cat Ascent tires. Same wheels, different inserts, but we're going to give that a shot. Oh, it's so close actually. That's 53 degrees. Now, one thing to be really clear about, I'm actually not sure if these are directional. There's nothing on the sidewall that actually indicates direction. But when you look at the tread pattern, it looks like it has little nubs here that usually kind of look like something that you would want going forward. But then this is certainly cut, and these are certainly cut as if it's supposed to be rolling that way. I actually wonder if these little nubs back here are to help keep the lugs from folding over. Gives them a little bit more strength. So I'm going to assume that these little arrows that are in the middle of the tread here, that those are going to be rolling forward. Well, that looks really nice, doesn't it? Tell you what, those Trio wheels, man, they always come out looking good. Those tires look good, and then this is... Yep, every single time. Every time I assemble them and then remember that I want to vent them. I'm a venter. I like my crawler tires vented. I like punching holes in the tires. I use a hole punch, just a leather hole punch to do it. It works great when the tires aren't on the wheels already. Every single time. Now it's time for the Megalithic to get a chance. Let's see. And here's the maximum angle for the Megalithics. And that's 53 degrees as well. Well, dang. That's not really any better. What the heck? I am surprised, and I think I already know or have a clue as to what I think part of the issue is. When you look at this, these tires are barely squished. They're not really getting a lot of contact patch, and they're not getting that much traction going up that ramp. With the factory tires, one of the really cool things is you could actually see it wrinkle. You could actually see the tire wrinkle as this foams in here are soft enough to actually let that whole tire compress and rotate. So I'm guessing there's a lot more performance to be had from these tires tires with either cutting the factory foams or putting something different inside of them. What I've planned to do in the future is actually put these silicone inserts into at least the front tires, and then maybe cut the rear tires. These do add a significant amount of weight, so I don't like putting them on the rear. I like putting them on the front only. So I'll put them in the front, and maybe I'll take the rears off and do a little bit of cutting to soften up those foams in the rear, and I bet that will wake these up a lot. Enough of this playing around inside. Let's get out there on the crawler course and see how it does. Back from the test drive. Now it's time to talk about how did it do. And I'll be honest, my first impression is a little underwhelming. I was hoping for more. These tires got banned from freaking SORRCA for some reason. Now, I mean, they're 0% scale. They're absolutely zero scale. They don't look scale at all. So I get it from that aspect, but I don't think that was it. I think they were supposed to be too good. I don't get it. Honestly, I think these tires were better. Now, they're also too tall. These are a taller tire for sure, and you can see now that they are unmounted just how much taller the factory tires are. But yeah, I'll be honest, I would, if I didn't care about the fact that these were too tall, I actually might rather run these instead of the Megalithics. And that is not what I would have expected from today. I did not expect that would have been my answer, is that the stock Vanquish tires were better. Honestly, the stock Ascent tires, now they had different foams and inserts in them, I get it. So that plays a part in it, but I would have rather ran those, almost. They did the same. So I don't get what all the fuss is about. Do you run these? Let me know. Do you run these? Put down in the comments how you got them to perform really well. I'm assuming your truck's either heavier or you have different foams in it, but yeah, I don't think I can recommend folks buy them. That's kind of surprising. So on that bombshell, that's it for today. If you are curious about any other tire testing that I have done, I have a whole playlist of tire testing specific stuff that I will be able to direct you to over there. I think there's some other tires that I'd probably recommend instead of these. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Goodbye.